Hi everyone, my name's Italia and I'm a part of Group D2, which includes Cassie, Oscar, Hunter, and Jaime. And for our list, we decided to put for our number one is a small ball of steel wool. And we decided to do that because out of all the items, this is the best material for starting a fire. Even though it's small, we'll still be able to catch on fire, and fire is one of the most important things to keep us warm. For number two, we said a small axe. And we said we will need a supply of wood in order to keep us warm from freezing to death. A small axe can also be used in a number of other ways, such as food and protection. The small axe can also come into play for building a shelter if we need one. Number three, we said a cigarette lighter, and Oscar said having some sort of warmth in this type of weather is the most important part of survival. The cigarette lighter doesn't have fluid, but the sparks the lighter gives out is enough to start a fire. The fire may be used for warmth or for a signaling device. And for number four, we said an extra shirt and pants for each survivor. Cassie said, we decided on an extra shirt and pants for each survivor as our number four because with the high of 25 degrees below zero, it is important to layer up and try to keep warm. The shirt could also be used for pressure dressing when someone is bleeding. Applying pressure to the cut or wound will usually stop the bleeding. Number five, Cassie also explained this one. We put a 20 by 20 foot piece of heavy duty canvas. And she said, we decided to put this as our number five because it could easily be used as shelter, as it would protect us from heavy winds and snow. Due to there being snow on the ground, it could also be used to sit on during breaks during the day to keep us dry. Number six, we have a compass. We decided on a compass as our number six because it is really important in order for us to know what direction we are going in, but it ranks lower because after the crash, we really do not know where we are without an actual map or GPS. For number seven, it's 1 quart of 100 proof whiskey, and I explained this one. I said the 1 quart of whiskey can be used in multiple ways. As a group, we discovered that whiskey is flammable, which can be important as well for us for when we are starting a fire or if we wanted to use it as a torch. We also thought about using the whiskey for storing water once we ran out of the whiskey. Some of us also mentioned drinking it to keep us warm, but that wouldn't really work because it would just make us dehydrated. Number eight, we said a can of Crisco shortening. And Oscar explained this one. He said, this can of Crisco has a few different important ways of use. First, the butter/oil that is in the Crisco can be used for some sort of heat. You may rub some oil or butter on your body to keep you warm. We also discovered that the Crisco is flammable, so we could use it for more fuel to keep the fire going. And you could also use it as a storage for water once you run out of it. Number nine, we said a sectional air map made out of plastic, and Jaime started this one by saying, if you have no longitude or latitude experience or landmark or identifiers, this item is pretty much useless for its aviation purposes. And then I think Hunter added on to this one. He said if someone does know how to read these types of maps, they can be very helpful in determining where the nearest town is and making sure the group doesn't get lost on the way. Number 10, we have a family-sized chocolate bar, and Hunter said if survivors are not able to find food, this is a good last option that you can split up into little chunks so everyone gets some. And since it's a chocolate bar, it's not very nutritious, but it could save someone's life if they're starving. At number 11, we have a loaded .45 caliber pistol. I think that's how you say that. And Jaime said, since it's very cold, not much will go into the thought of using a gun. The priority will be to stay warm and or keep traveling towards the nearest town. And Hunter added, the only instances of the gun being useful is while traveling, if you're attacked by a wild animal or survivor tries to turn on the group. Very unlikely scenarios. And lastly, we have newspaper. And Hunter said the only helpful thing the newspaper could be used is a quick way to start a fire or help start a fire. If the newspaper has gotten wet from the snow, then it is completely useless. Thank you.